Hello guys, so it's happened. It's currently the 2nd of October on Wednesday. Yesterday on the 1st, we had a pretty large scale thing happen with Iran sending missiles over to Israel. Now, this was in retaliation for one of the Israeli political people getting killed. I'm not 100% sure on that aspect, but the main thing is what's going to happen next. So we're going to have a quick look at this article on BBC News, and then we'll go and have a look at some markets. So we can see here, Iran has made a big mistake and would pay for it. We have plans and we will operate at a place and time we decide, said Israel Defense Forces spokesperson. Iran's IRGC said Tehran's response would be more crushing and ruinous if Israel retaliated. Meanwhile, Israeli military carried out new airstrikes in Beirut against Hezbollah targets overnight after warning residents to move out of the city's southern suburbs where the group has a presence. So, interesting stuff. So what it sounds like is we've had attack, obviously, by Iran to Israel. Yes, that's right. And yeah, it sounds like things are only going to get worse, to be quite honest. Now, I obviously don't know that for sure. I don't have, unfortunately, a silver ball or a magic ball to predict that. But yeah, I don't see either party, Israel or Iran, just letting this go. I have a gut feeling that this will escalate into something a little bit more serious. So, essentially, what we saw in the markets is quite a quick reaction. We didn't have a huge reaction. It was quite quick though. So we had gold move up almost 1%. We had oil drive to the upside really aggressively actually here. We moved up by, 7% on oil. I just realized I think my camera might be a little bit behind, so I apologize. I need to fix that. It keeps happening. But anyway, yeah, we had oil, gold. We've had the indices down quite bad actually. The S&P is down, let's see. The S&P is down 1.29%. We've got gold up. We've got silver that reacted to the upside as well. So what happened? Like in terms of the currencies, what happened? Well, there's a big factor here. And I think that a lot of newer traders specifically don't really understand the US dollar in terms of when it's risk on and when it's risk off. So for example, when we have COVID, that was very risk off for the dollar. But the dollar benefits very well from war. So if Iran and Israel start escalating and going into war with each other, the dollar will benefit quite well. Whereas the yen and the Swiss will benefit quite well. Then we have the pound, the euro, that won't do too hot because they are risk on. So what I'm doing is I am now allocating more to a risk off portfolio. So we're already in a silver position on gold. On silver. We sent this to the Discord last night once we saw prices relax a little bit. So we are positioned due to the macro factors of silver and also the more safe haven appeal. Now we don't have as much of a safe haven appeal on silver as we do on gold. However, it's still there. So we are also looking for intraday positions on gold. We're not looking to really get into anything long term because the markets could very well be erratic over the next month. We do also have elections coming up in November. We've also got rate cuts coming as well. So we're not looking to get into anything long term because, as I said, the markets can fluctuate quite heavily within the next 2 months as we've got obviously war, we've got tensions, we've got rate cuts, we've got elections. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky to try and hold long-term positions in my view. So the plan of action is to focus on risk assets and play that side of things. So we'll be going long on the yen, long on the Swiss, we'll be going long on the commodities, specifically on gold, we'll be going long on oil, and we'll be going short on the indices. So personally, you guys may know if you watch my content often, I don't go short on the indices unless there is a very, very clear reason. So I probably won't really go in for a long-term short on the S&P or the Nasdaq. I might go in for some short-term, so intraday short positions. But yeah, got to be very, very careful. So what I don't want to happen is not be prepared for either situation. I think my camera's cut out here. I apologize about that. But we don't want to be under positioned. So for example, if things do start to escalate, the markets will move very quickly. We don't want to miss that move. So we have to be allocated into risk off assets. But what we also don't want to happen is that this is the end of it and the market's reacted and then they're going to correct and continue as they are, and we are positioned in badly. So we got to be very, very cautious, very careful. Don't go buying every yen pair, every Swiss pair. Don't go full margin gold. That's not at all what I'm saying to do. Just allocate yourself well, be safe. And yeah, that's all you can do, really. I will, of course, keep you updated on this news. But for now, there's nothing else. All the news articles out there are basically up to date. Obviously, the news articles will get it before me. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to go and do your own research on this, of course, just go and Google it. There's a lot of things out there for you to look at. But yeah, you've got to be very cautious as we go into these markets now. So stay safe. I will see you later. Thank you for watching.